Hello, users, and welcome to another episode of Above It All. And I'm going to be talking about the fall of the 3rd Precinct police station in Minneapolis that happened last night. I watched this happen live, and this is a decent thread full of good images that have us as a little bit of a recap here. So I'm just going to scroll down the images and just kind of showcase them. But I watched this happen all live on Unicorn Riot last night, and it was incredible to watch. There was so much energy in the atmosphere. It was really incredible. Obviously, the ending of this scenario is the police station literally blowing up, and it was again, man, holy shit! Looking at these images, right? If you would have told me a week ago that there would be a legitimate actual uprising in the United States of America, and where actual regular normal ass people capture, seize, take all the fucking resources out of a police station and then literally set it on fire and blow it up, that sounds like something out of a movie or a video game, but this is happening literally live in this country, and it's just amazing to watch. Absolutely, of course. This is the moment when Minneapolis police officers abandoned the 3rd Precinct building, which was just absolutely freaking hilarious. I'll play some volume of that. The fireworks are amazing, man. But yeah, again, it's just this type of unprecedented, but in reality, it's really not unprecedented if you look at American history. It's unprecedented in the sense that where the hell has this shit been, where has this been since Occupy Wall Street? We haven't really had Ferguson was, relatively big, but at this point now, this is creating, again, capturing and seizing a police station and then literally blowing it up. That is unprecedented, I think. I mean, this type of protest, of course, has existed, and of course we all exist on a continuum, We wouldn't be here right now if it weren't for the actions of those before us, you know what I mean? So it's one of those things where it's what is this going to spark? We're seeing, I'm going to do a lot more videos on other cities protesting, and there's going to be more this evening. And it's just it's incredible to watch the entire country coming together in just the unanimous message that fuck the police. Especially, again, watch any of my videos that I've made on this topic. Especially the original one. It's just literally, the video is so cut and dry and clear as day. I really cannot possibly fathom how somebody could possibly, even for a single second, think that these fucking rebellions are anything other than justified. This is entirely justified. This is it's not only justified, but it's more than justified. When you look at the police force, the weaponization of the police force, they are the largest terrorist organization in the United States. There's an FBI report, and I believe 2007 or 2008 or something, that said that there is an alarming amount of white supremacists joining the police forces all across the country. Nobody's done anything, but now all we've seen is just this in action. The state government, I'm sorry for I didn't mean to arrest CNN. I didn't know you were important. I'm sorry, but we're still going to try to kill black people in our city, though, so don't worry about that. Oh, also, the guy who murdered the guy, we sent a giant amount of death. I did a video on this. There were literally 100 cops guarding this fucking fella's house. Well, he fled to Florida. He fled, he fucking drove or whatever all the way across the country to fucking run away from these people. And then people found his address in Florida, which is just God bless. And this is one of the things where I love about the internet, is this you can unify everybody, because everybody's got a skill. It doesn't matter who you are, doesn't matter how much of a neat you are or worthless YouTube watching life waster. You've got a skill. It It doesn't matter where you are. You could not even be in the United States of America, but you have got a skill that can be useful to anybody. And it's one of those things where, again, like if it's as simple as transcribing a police scanner on Twitter or something, like that's actually helping. That actually spreads the message. If it's as simple as watching live streams and screenshotting moments that happen and then spread them as quickly as possible, the biggest thing here is attention, and it has to be positive attention. And again, there's lots of questions about, a lot of the things going on right now, and it needs to be dampened. And you can't really let a message of, oh, it's fine when white people with guns do protests, but all of a sudden, when black people with no guns do protests, then it's like the worst thing ever. Oh no, it's so violent, right? Here's the thing. Somebody being murdered will never be preferable to property damage. Like, oh no, my police station, I'm gonna have to rebuild it with the infinite spigot of taxpayer money. Like, that's never going to be a worse scenario than the murder, the modern day lynching of George Floyd. Again, like, I don't care who you are, if you even for a second think that someone stealing a television from Target nullifies or like makes, like if you for a second try to make these calculations, you have lost a step in your journey on being human. Being human is about being empathetic. It's about caring about one another. That is how our species survived up until this point. It was caring about one another, guarding each other, making sure we had each other's backs. And when the United States of America was looting and ransacking the entire indigenous population of this continent, were there white moderates at the time going like, oh, well, it's only bad when the Native or the Indians raid our villages. That's when it's bad. But when we literally set them all on fire and like fucking try to give them plagues, that's completely acceptable. I'm sure that those people existed at the time, and I'm sure that those people still exist now. Oh wait, they do exist now. And again, as Van Jones said in the previous video I made, you gotta fear the white moderate more than the KKK person, because the KKK person will always let you know that they're a racist, and the white moderate, really, it's hard to trust them, because at any point they can break down and become a race soldier and try to get you murdered, and it's just like, and that can happen with a lot of different scenarios too. It doesn't have to just be based on race. Like for me, I'm transgender. If someone found out I was trans and decided to call the police on me or something, especially because I live in a southern state, and just blame me for like whatever, like I'm sure that would work, especially because I live in a southern state. So, and that similar situation has happened to me before. So it's one of those things where it's like, whoever you are, unless you got a family member and you've got this really dumbass hang up, it's a pretty universal understanding that cops are at least overstepping their boundaries. But, personally, I believe we need to abolish the police force. But I don't know how much of a viral marketing slogan that is to get, I don't know. There's a lot to think about. But at the same time, this is something real, and it's only going to get more and more and more interesting as time goes on. And this is not a moment where you just don't pay attention. This is the moment to take a side, because there's a correct side, even though you're on a list. You are on a list right now. If you're watching this video, you are on a list right now. But if you're already there, you might as well deserve it. You might as well like make it worthwhile. You do everything you can to promote justice and peace. And that's my opinion. Because it's sickening that you see the real world. Like, this isn't like a fucking like movie. This isn't like a fucking like 4chan board or something. This isn't like some YouTube video. This isn't like a viral tweet. This is a real, genuine rebellion and uprising in a major city, in a major state, and the President of the United States has literally threatened to kill them all on Twitter. Like, this is real, and you gotta choose which side you're gonna be on. The side of fascist, authoritarian, fucking bootlicking scum, or the side of the people that actually have a heart and want to fix what little fucking bits of society even remain. Again, things are gonna be different. There's a vacuum right now, and who knows what's going to happen in that vacuum. But it's, it's just one of those moments where if you don't take a stance now, when are you? Like when will you make any sort of actual comprehensive decision on something? I don't know. Maybe you're just incapable, but Either way, this has been a little rambly, but it was glorious to watch, and Jesus, there's so many thoughts. But I'm going to make more videos about this, so subscribe and tune in for more.